What is going on, my crazy 76er fanatics? Thanks for stopping back in for another daily pod with your daily 76er discourse and discussion. And guys, go Birds! You know what we talking about. Go Eagles, guys, and go Sixers. Hopefully both of those squads are in championship games, guys. First and foremost, thank you guys for stopping in, dropping in. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you leave a comment or two, we read more than a few. We appreciate all the support. We are climbing the subscription ladder. And another player who's been climbing is Mr. Tyrese Maxey. Every season, guys, his points per game average does increase. So you got to wonder, what does that mean for this season? What does that mean for Tyrese Maxey projections for this season? And will Tyrese Maxey progress and process and improve again for another season as a player? I gotta believe so. One thing that Tyrese Maxey is religiously doing, that's working out, that's staying in the gym, and that's constantly trying to improve. If you have the work ethic of one of the best, the results will show. Kobe says that. LeBron shows that. And all of the best players in the NBA have found homes in the gym. Gilbert Arenas. I'm just talking about the gym juggernauts, the gym rats. Not the naturally gifted athletes, not the naturally gifted and skilled players. Those constant gym workers. Shout out Tyrese Maxey for being one of those guys. One of the best parts about Tyrese Maxey, though, again, is what is he's projected to average. He's been trying to be more than he has known to be and known to be great at. He wants to be an assist, a facilitator, a floor general. He wants to be a true point guard in many ways and shapes, forms, of fashion, but he also wants to get buckets, okay? And that's what Tyrese Maxey is probably the best at, and that's getting buckets. That's being efficient at putting the ball in the hole and scoring. I don't think there's a point guard, a shooting guard, a small forward, truthfully, who could check Tyrese Maxey one-on-one all game long. If you surround him with great players and he's not seeing double teams, he's not seeing triple teams, it's a one-on-one matchup, isolation. Tyrese Maxey has one of the best one-on-one isolations, point per possessions in the NBA, and especially on this team. If the game does come down to isolation after swings and dribble pass and cuts and attacks to the basket, that's not working. Isolation basketball, you probably would want to go to Tyrese Maxey over Paul George and over Joel because of the speed, because of the youth, and because of his ability to not only score the ball, but to create after the scoring lanes close up. And when you think about it that way, because Tyrese Maxey, truthfully, is not a true point guard, but he is a true guard. He's more of an Allen Iverson type. He can get buckets. He can put the ball in the hole. He can be a force to be reckoned with. But in terms of making players better and creating open shots for them, that happens when driving lanes close up for him. That happens after he's already put up 15 to 10, or when Joel and Paul George aren't playing and he's just already initially the focal point of the defense. But creating isn't just a natural instinct for him. Creating and finding the open man just isn't a religious instinct for him. You don't really practice that. He's not practicing passing in the gym right now, guys. He's practicing putting the ball in the hole. So when it comes down to stepping on the court, he's just doing what he knows. Getting busy. Being Tyrese. What is Tyrese going to be averaging this year? I do think from 26 point per games last year, it will increase this year to at least 27, maybe 28. And maybe Tyrese Maxey has arguably an MVP caliber season at averaging 30 points per game and is close to the scoring title. I can see it happening. With the usage that's going to be open and available, with Joel and Paul George not playing, Tyrese Maxey could be averaging 30 points per game. But we're going to stay safe, and we're going to play fair and say 27 points per game Tyrese Maxey will be averaging, because his points per game average does continue to tread up. Now, his assists and rebounds is where it becomes interesting, because as Tyrese does get older and does get more mature in the league, he does, again, try to average more assists. But I think it's better if Tyrese Maxey does revert to a true guard, a true scoring guard, and lets that assist number drop a little bit. I think he'll be averaging about 5. He's going to have his games where he does get his double-doubles. He's going to have his games where he gets 7, 8, 6, 9. But more importantly, if Joel is on the court, if Paul George is on the court, if Quentin Grimes is on the court, Jared McCain's on the court, it's not going to be really up to Tyrese Maxey to find these guys and get them open. It's going to be up to those guys to do what they do well. They score the ball. And that's not going to be off of a catch and shoot guaranteed. It's not going to be off of a dribble drive. It could be their own isolation, their own play being called, or their own creation using their skill sets. 27, 5 assists, and about 4 to 5 rebounds a game should be what Tyrese Maxey is averaging. And this is exactly why he will and should be the leader of this team. Because Joel should be around those numbers. Well, rebounds should be about 8, 9, 10. But Joel should be around those numbers, points per game and assists-wise. But we don't know how many games Joel's going to play. You also don't know how well Paul George is going to play, which is why Tyrese Maxey's averages have got to skyrocket in many categories. Because can Paul George improve off of last season? Hopefully so. I think so. I believe so, and I want to think so. Because Paul George saw a dip and a drop in his points per game, his offensive efficiency, his defensive efficiency, his on-ball and off-ball defensive skills, guys, got lower ratings this season than they did the last 2 seasons Paul George was with the Clippers. That could be because of injury. That could be because of the Nick Nurse system. Or, guys, that could just be because Paul George didn't have the interest in being selfless defensively the way he has been known to be throughout his career. Paul George is known to be a great defender. Paul George is known to be a good two-way guy and a force to be reckoned with as one of the best two-way players in the NBA. But last season, guys, I'm not believing that Paul George could and should be paid $55 million to be the defensive stopper you paid him to be, because in his post-game press conferences, he said that defensively, it's not where his interests are anymore. He said that rebounding is not necessarily what he signed to Philadelphia to do, which, guys, that is part of the defensive game. Rebounding is part of completing the possession. Any basketball coach knows until the rebound is grabbed, defense is still what you're doing. He doesn't want to rebound. Defensively, he's even saying in this podcast, sometimes guys just score and it's nothing you can do about it. That is just a veteran who is checked out of the daily grind, of the daily hustle, and the daily fire you need to be great in this league. That is just a veteran who is checked out of those things you need that a young player like B.J. Edgecombe, Quentin Grimes, maybe even Jared McCain still have in the back of their mind. You don't want no one to score on you, but Paul George is okay with it. So can he improve from last season? I think with Paul George's mentality, selflessness, and efficiency improves, it's a guarantee that he improves. Just find more efficient spots, less isolation, less creation. Paul George seems to have lost a step. And one thing about Paul George I also want to note is that when he came into the league, guys, he was an athletic, small forward. He was an above-the-rim attacker. With the ACL and the knee injury, he lost his vertical. With the age and the hyperextension in his knee, he's now losing his lateral quickness. One thing that stays with you is his shooting and your shooting ability. Hopefully Paul George maintains and continues to be a great shooter. So when I say efficiency, I mean finding efficient spots where he's not working as hard and not trying to do as much just to get off a jumper or just to get off a shot. Which Sixer is the most likely to be traded is a great conversation to have, guys. Which Sixer do you think is least likely to finish the year in Philadelphia? I think it's got to be Andre Drummond. I think there's a shortage of true big men in this league. You got guys like Jay Huff, who I think weigh like 214, playing center. Jay Huff has the lateral quickness. Jay Huff does have the ability to play like 2 through 4, 3 through or 2 through 5, 3 through 5. But in terms of being a true center, he doesn't have the size, physicality, and force. Joel would eat up a guy like Jay Huff. And a guy like Andre Drummond, I also feel like still has the ability to eat up some of these smaller bigs, Chet Holmgrens, some of these smaller bigs, the Jay Huffs. Whoever the Boston Celtics center is right now, I think Andre Drummond would be better suited for a Boston Celtics role where they do need size, they do need strength, and they do need a true rebounder. I think Andre Drummond is the most likely to be traded. Plus, he does not help this team in any way in post-Joel minutes. Andre Drummond and Joel leave the same hole defensively. Pick and roll defense. They both leave the same hole at the rim. They're not great rim protectors. They're not lob threats. And they're also not great vertically at this point in their career with their knee injuries and with their recent health. So, me personally, guys, I think Andre Drummond is the most likely to be traded. You just re-signed Eric Gordon. You just re-signed Kyle Lowry. They're not on the move. Maybe Johnny Brome finds a home, but I doubt you trade him or are able to trade him. Daily pod with your daily 76er Discord. Sorry about that, guys. My phone had to get out of here for some of your comments, because that's what we're getting to next, guys. So talk to me about, did you leave a comment? Because I didn't see the last few. So guys, make sure you leave a comment or two, because we read all of your comments. We read all of your comments. I want to appreciate Larry D8, who said he's a fan of the channel, loyal to the channel. Guys, like, comment, and subscribe like Larry D8, guys, because we got more conversation, more Sixer discourse, and it's daily over here on Sixers Daily. I also want to thank Alvin Bates, who said Jared will be coming back soon. I think Jared McCain will be coming back soon, but how efficient he'll be playing. Alvin Bates, leave that comment as well, guys. Leave that comment as well. I think Jared McCain has a ceiling of Steph Curry and a floor of Seth Curry. Either way, that guy is hot. Either way, that jump shot is fire. And either way, you know he's going to find the twine and not waste any time getting those jumpers up. Love Jared McCain. Just need him to be on the court and create chemistry. Because Tyrese Maxey's in the gym with VJ, with Trenton Wofford, with Jabari Walker, Johnny Brome. He's in the gym with these guys already. Jared McCain should be a part of that young core and not going to stadium openings and baseball games. No, make your chemistry and make your face known in the gym, Jared. But we love Jared. If he's still a gym rat and Jared's still good in it, Jared's the man. Guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment or two. We got you more. We got you with more than a few. You know the name. You know the game. Sixers Daily.